One thing to take into account is that bass are not always looking for the warmest temperature out there. In early fall, cooling water temperatures are like an invigoration after a long hot summer. Whereas conversely, in the springtime, when the water starts to warm up, the fish will seek out the warmer water. So think about the transition that's happening and the things that are going on before you key in on a certain water temperature. One of the first things that I do is look for bait. If you can't find bait fish, or if there's not a lot of surface activity, key in on temperature changes. It may not necessarily be that one temperature is better than another, but it's the temperature relative to the surrounding area. If a wind-blown point is really cold and a shallow bay next to it's really warm, the temperate zone in the middle may be the place that you need to key on. Keep an eye out, look for subtle changes, look for indications, and watch for fish. In shallow water, if you see a fish spook off, they're letting you know that they're there. If it's one big fish, odds are there's not a lot of small fish there. You could be on a trophy hunt. Take this small cove in this creek mouth, for example. You would assume that this creek mouth and shallow water with no influx of colder water would be warmer. But with the wind blowing down the creek mouth and the surface layer being skimmed back into this pocket, this water is actually 8 degrees cooler than the corresponding water just around the corner off of that point we just caught the nice bass off of. And then anytime I've got vegetation near the shoreline, I'm going to plink that. The thing about vegetation is it has like an insulative value to it, so it'll be warmer sooner. When I find the ledges and the deeper stuff, I'm going to pull off and hit those with the crankbait or the swim bait, and then that way I can, have those big bulging baits that put off a bigger vibration signature. So take all your variables into account, invest in some quality electronics, and put more bass in the boat on your next kayak bass fishing trip.